are gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It chose the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love.
Hello everyone, we'll get started in just a few minutes.
This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. I stay in bed, I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love.
2 minutes.
This ain't no sugar-coated love. You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It chose the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so
Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. Welcome, everybody, to our what should be weekly live stream. We're going to talk about that in this live stream. For those of you who may be new to the live stream, we try to do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're looking for content that can help you simplify YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you receive alerts on future live streams and future videos as well. So great to have you guys all here. We're trying to get back into the swing of getting these on schedule. But I have some stuff to talk about that we'll talk about during this live stream, and we'll kind of go through all those details and let you know what I'm thinking and what we're going to hopefully do from this point going forward. So it was great to see people, as always, in the live stream hanging out before the live stream even started. I thank all of you for your support and coming and hanging out with us. We do have a good time here on Wednesday nights. It's an opportunity for us to get together, talk YouTube, answer any questions you might have about your channel or YouTube in general, and we'll even get to some channel reviews later on in the live stream where we can take a look at your channels and see where you have opportunities to improve, what you're doing right, and what you need to do to move forward and grow on YouTube. So we're going to jump into the chat here in just a minute, but a lot of stuff going on. I've had a lot of stuff going on, especially in the month of June into July. We'll talk about that in the live stream as well. Kind of give you an idea why the actual lives have been so on and off, but for good reason. We're doing some really cool things, a lot of interesting projects. As Creator Fundamentals grows, it opens more opportunities to be able to bring you content in different ways. So that's what I've been focused on. Been having communications and conversations with people and kind of developing a bunch of those different ways. So definitely excited about that. We're going to jump into the chat and say hello to everybody. I see some familiar faces out there, including some that I haven't seen in a little while. So it is good to be back on live. We have a good crowd tonight. I see Apps That Rule. Let's see, Alphaz's VFX. And if I mess up anybody's names, I apologize. I'm going to do my best here. We have Midnight Train Bullies. Right, bullies. I'm assuming that's a breed of dog based on the kennel/homestead. Captain Mario Dude. We have Luna Eclipse. Trip on Two Wheels. Hello, YouTube Weasels. That's an interesting intro. We got Video Zeus. Shame. Yeah, good luck here. Wommeldorf. Again, I may butcher these, but we'll do what we can. Master Noob 101. Who else we got? We got a couple people silenced out there for trying to self-promote. Maddie the Explorer, welcome. Mentioned that they were new. Welcome to YouTube and the live stream. We have Atreyu Kenobi, Lance RCF. Who else we have in here? Scrolling. Discover Nintendo leaks and news. And Scarlet Rose WWE official. Wando. Who did I miss here? Let's see. Scrolling. The Wombat says. Captain Mario Dude says the right side of my screen is a bit dark. I don't know if there's anything that important on the right side of my screen, so hopefully that's not a big deal. As long as the right side of my face isn't too dark, I think we're good. Let's see. Doug Hewson out there. Dan is hip with the kids today. Let's see what else we got here. We have Ambient Girl, Relic Hunter, Sad Child X, Harley, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Hopefully didn't miss anybody. So a lot to talk about. Let's see, I see a tag here. Let's see. Discover Nintendo leaks. Finally took some advice and moved everything to completely separate channels. Thought it was a better idea. Cool. Yeah, definitely. If you're trying to grow on YouTube, it is a much better approach to focus on a specific topic. You hear people talk about niching down. That basically means that you pick a topic and that's what all your videos are about. You know, if you're into cars, then you do a channel on cars. You don't mix in recipes or a video of your kids play. As much as you want to keep all that stuff on a separate channel and not throw it into the mix to confuse your viewers. So you really want to figure out what your channel is going to be about and then try to stay as true to that as possible for the duration of your YouTube channel. Maybe when you're huge, if you throw in a random video, it's not going to affect anything too much, but part of the process of building your brand on YouTube, making people familiar with your content, is being identifiable or identified with a particular topic. Your ability to do that and create that relationship between your image, your branding, and the topic that you cover is what helps you grow on the platform. All right, let's see where we're at here. Captain Mario, dude, I'm a kid, not going to tell my age, but over 13, and YouTube has been advertising my videos more. I have got more traffic. Well, it was interesting because what we had a recent fallout where a lot of kids' channels kind of dropped off the cliff. And they lost a ton of their views, some of them upwards of 90%. And what I heard in the community from others is that for some channels, they picked up the traffic that the other channels lost. I don't know exactly how that plays out or what the scenario was that loss of traffic occurred. But the fact that you are over the age of 13, I think that probably helps you in that regard, because based on some of the communications that YouTube came out with in terms of the type of children they're looking to protect on the platform, they made reference to like young minors or something to that effect, which especially for like appearing on live streams, you had to have permission and proof that your parent was supervising your live stream if you were a young minor or a younger minor. I don't remember the exact terminology, but that led me to believe that any minor that was younger than the minimum age to have a YouTube channel is probably what they were talking about, why they can't use their own terminology and their own guidelines to make additional guidelines. Blows my mind, but it wouldn't be a YouTube announcement if it wasn't completely vague. So that's kind of how a lot of those things go. We kind of have to interpret what we think they mean, and perhaps that ambiguity is by design so they can deny one side or the other if they have to, but it does get a little confusing sometimes. All right, here. Make sure we are caught up. Here, let's see. Let me know how this... Does that video look a little blurry to you? It looks a little blurry to me. Let me know if that video looks blurry, and I want to see if I can tweak that because I feel like it looks a little blurry. And also, I saw a couple comments on the audio. Let me know how the audio sounds. I really do love this mic. All right, and let's see. We've got... reading. See, I do feel like there's a little bit of a blur there and it's driving me crazy. Let me see if we can tweak that here real quick. We will pull this up. And I've been meaning to do a video forever on live streaming with the Logitech C920 and how you go about making adjustments, but let's see how this works here. If I move this down here, let's see if we can just see that goes real blurry. My face has been removed to protect myself from internet stalkers. All right, so here, let's work this back till we think it's nice and crisp. Is that crisp? Let me know if that's better. I feel like that might be better. All right. I feel like that's sharper. Let me know if it looks sharper to you. But once you learn all the ins and outs of kind of tweaking the Logitech C920, it's a pretty decent camera for live streaming. I have the ability, I have the cam link and my DSLR literally right behind my Logitech, and it's just easier to go with Logitech, and it took me a while, but I figured out how to get a pretty decent image out of it. I still feel like it's not as crisp as it should be, but what are you going to do? I feel like I should be able to... Whoa, there's like a moth in my office. All right. So yeah, you can drill in right in OBS. If you go to the sources and you go to your Logitech and you right click on it and go into properties, then you have the opportunity to configure video. And when you configure video, it brings up the interface for Logitech settings. And then you can actually tweak it. This moth is driving me crazy. All right. Doug Houston says the C920 was super cheap on Prime Day. That would have been a good... hey, Sabby BG, welcome to the live stream, man. Good to see you. All right. You came in just in time to see me losing my mind with the moth, but, well, you know, we'll deal with it. All right, so... if anybody has any questions that they want to ask during the live stream, just tag at Creator Fundamentals and list your question. I saw a couple people right off the bat jump in the live stream and ask for channel reviews. Try to hold that thought till a little bit later in the live stream. When we do the call for channel reviews, we'll let you fight it out and throw your requests out for those. But we will. Let's see here. We'll get to those a little bit later. So, since at the moment I don't see any tags on questions, some of the stuff that I've been working on, some of you guys may have seen that there was, actually, let me grab real quick here. So, Thinkific, which is a platform for making online courses, recently did a... well, it's actually ongoing right now. Today's the 17th. So it started on the 16th. It's going through the 18th in terms of the release schedule. And that was a YouTube video summit where they had, I believe it was like 12 or more YouTube creators who did presentations, basically free trainings on different topics related to how to grow your channel, which is what I did, how to monetize your channel, how to do some of the business elements in moving from YouTube towards building a business. And it is still going on. And let me pull up here. Hang on real quick. We want to do this one. And where are you at, bro? All right, hang on. Almost there. Oh, I just don't want to type it wrong. So I just got to find the proper email that has... All right, I think it's... There we go. There it is. Okay, cool. So it is called the Thinkific YouTube Creator Summit. It started yesterday, but as far as I know, you guys can still sign up. So let me throw this in. This is the link to sign up. It's completely free. So you got like Tim Schmoyer on there. Myself is on there. Let me tell you who some of the other guys, some of the other creators are on there. But you follow the link that I just put in chat. The link is also in the description of this live stream. You click the link, you go to a landing page, you type in your name and your email address, and then you have access to all the trainings that everybody provided for free. So super cool stuff. So definitely my particular video is released tomorrow. So you'll see, by now you're going to see all the videos that were released yesterday and today. And then you'll have videos tomorrow, one of which will be my training on how to grow your audience on YouTube. And like I said, you have, let me see if I can get you the actual name, or give you an example of who we got, who's actually presenting here, because it's a pretty nice list. And Devin Jovi is also, or Jevin Dovey. I always say that backwards. I don't know why. You today, let's see. Sorry, Jevin. All right, here. So the day two, I just got an email on the day two. So you got Jevin Dovey, who is a filmmaker, and he also shares content on his channel. I actually did a collaboration with him not too long ago, but does content to help YouTubers. Jessica Stansberry, who is a digital marketing strategist. Carrie Mirabella, Identify. Let me see what each one of these is covering. Wondering how to move your followers from your free content to buying a course. So she's covering how to actually move people from your content into actual courses, which, like I said, Thinkific is a training, a platform where you can actually build video courses. So it's a cool platform in and of itself. So a lot of this content is going to show you how to kind of take your, I saw a couple people say that they wanted to take their YouTube channel to the next level. These are some of the things you want to think about when trying to take your content to the next level. The things that you can do to help generate revenue on your channels is always to develop as many revenue streams as possible. And if you're sharing content, especially if you're, informational based or educational, or you're sharing a passion and how to do that particular thing, then you have the opportunity to broaden that information via courses. So, but this particular summit just has a lot of helpful free information about some of the things that you should be thinking about. Even if you're not there yet, it's definitely worth signing up and checking out the videos. It'll give you ideas. I know when I went to Vid Summit back in, the first one was in 2017, I was hearing all kinds of things from people, and I didn't, they were talking about email lists and different, funnels and all this other stuff that back then I had no idea what any of it meant. But if you're on YouTube, you should also be a student of YouTube, and you just learn all this information and you start to apply it piece by piece, and then, good things start to happen. But I did see some tags pop in, so let me take a look back here real quick and see what we got here. If you had to take a guess, who do you think I am from past streams? That is a very difficult question. Discover Nintendo leaks and news. I don't know off the top of my head. I guess the important question was, were you doing Nintendo leaks and news on the previous channel, and did you split it off, or were you kind of doing multiple topics? I do not know. Captain Mario Dude, if you are not part of YPP, can you still copyright someone? So my understanding is that the copyright match tool, according to its page, is only available to people in the YouTube Partner Program. So that's a great question. What the process would be if somebody, well, here's the thing. That is interesting. What I'm curious of, hey, Doug, have you encountered somebody who's been able to file a copyright request against somebody? See, here's the thing. Typically, when people take other people's content, they target videos with a lot of views. So it's kind of an interesting scenario to not be part of the YouTube Partner Program. I mean, I guess you could be outside the YouTube Partner Program if your channel wasn't monetizable, but to not be in the YouTube Partner Program and have people take your content, I guess if your content's getting a lot of views, you'll be in the YouTube Partner Program soon. But it would be an interesting if you have a channel that's not quite getting the 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours yet, and people are taking your content. That is kind of an interesting scenario, and one I don't have an answer for right at this moment. Looking for a good video software to use for making my videos. Any recommendations? Asks Ambient Girl Relic Hunter. So the first question is platform. Are you doing it on desktop? I like Windows based. Are you on a Mac? Are you using iOS or Android? Let me know what platform, and I'll see what I can come up with. Personally, on Windows, if you're using a Windows machine, if you're looking for totally free, there used to be the option to use Windows, and my mansion is in the house. She hasn't come in here in a while during a live stream, but she's being very loud. if you used to be able to use Windows Movie Maker, but if you have Windows, what the heck version is Windows on now? Windows 10? If you have the newest version of Windows, Windows Movie Maker doesn't exist anymore. But what you can do is, and let me remember exactly how to get to that. Well, first we'll look farther down the chat and see if you mentioned, so Windows Desktop. Good, so this will be completely relevant. Now here, let's see. So if you go and let me know if you have Windows 10. Is it Windows 10? No, yeah, Windows 10, right? You'd think I would know that, but so if you type in Windows Movie Maker, you get a little thing that says best match, and it says Windows Movie Maker video editing software. What are you doing? Do you want to come up here? This would be a rare... Come here. Wow, it's been a while since you've been on the stream. Oh, but your claws are really sharp. Oh, God. There you go. Say hello to everybody. So, yeah, but if you have Windows 10 and you type in Windows Movie Maker in the little search bar in the lower left-hand corner, you'll get a little search result with an arrow on it. So instead of clicking on it, it'll do a search for Windows Movie Maker. If you click on the little arrow to the right of it, it'll give you a notice that says that Windows Movie Maker is no longer available on Windows 10. Yes, it is Windows 10. I wasn't completely crazy. But it says if you go into the Photos app, it now comes with the ability to edit videos with music, text, motion filters, and 3D effects. So what they've done is they've actually taken features that you would find previously in Windows Movie Maker, and they actually moved them into the Photos app. So the good news is if you want something completely free to edit different videos together on Windows, you can actually just use the native Photos app, bring a video into that, and then you can actually do some editing. All right. All right. Welcome to the stream, PopSci TV. We have Master Noob. Oh, wait. Master Noob 101 says Android. We get Jocelyn Smith. Oh, she's cute. Yeah, this is Mansion. It's probably been a long time since she's come to the stream, so. All right. Let's see what we got. Please, not the claws. You're killing me. It's hard for me to look at the camera and smile when your claws are a quarter inch into my arm. All right, let's see what we got here. So yeah, Ambient Relic Girl, try that, and let me know how that works out for you, because I've actually tried it. It's not a bad little editor. I've actually been meaning to make a video about it because Windows 10 really hides it, and I think there might be people who can benefit from that. All right, so let me scroll back up and get back to make sure I'm still talking at the mic here. Or you want to purr in the mic? Can you hear her purring? All right. Sean Maynard, what do you do now with your kids' channel? Well, obviously, we're going to need to see exactly where everything falls on that. I think the more we get an understanding of exactly what change they made and why they made it and how you can actually adjust. But yeah, I know there's a lot of channels that got hit really hard with that. All right, let me scroll back up, and there were a couple more up here. How do you make that scroll at the bottom? The scroll at the bottom is actually a feature in OBS Studio. OBS Studio lets you live stream on YouTube. Plus, it gives you the opportunity to add a bunch of overlays like you're seeing here. That particular feature is just the text source, and then you go into properties and you add, I think it's called a filter, and you can set speed on the filter, or you can set motion on the filter, either vertically or horizontally. So that's what that is. That's OBS Studio. Oh, keep those claws in there. I promise I won't drop you. All right. This was unexpected, Mansion. I didn't know you were going to come hang out tonight. All right, we got those. What advice do you give to someone who doesn't have video ideas? I I guess that would depend on what your channel's about. What I typically do, or what I've done in the past, is the important thing is to actually have a topic. That's starting point. So if you're just making random videos and you haven't considered a topic, that's the first thing you need to do. You want to get that down in writing, figure out what your topic is, write a description of the type of content that you're covering on your channel. Get that description down to a sentence or two so you really have a clear understanding of what you're focused on. And then from there, go out and look on YouTube, see what other people are making videos about. Don't be afraid to take inspiration from other people's videos. Look at the most popular people in your niche. Figure out what type of topics they are, or, you know, how they're covering the topic, and that can certainly help you get video ideas. If they're really, really big now, go back and look at some of the videos they made when they were, you know, a smaller channel. Go back a year or two and see some of the topics that they were covering for ideas about finding something that you can make content on. All right. All right, we got, let's see where we're at here. Let's close this box out. So we're doing pretty good on the stream here. Let's see. We covered Mickey YT. We have DKC Rules 50. Sarah Dawn, welcome to the live stream. Do you think videos need the hashtags on top? I see some videos have them. For the most part, I would say no to hashtags. If you're going to use hashtags, you need to be really sure that you're using a hashtag that you're going to rank in when somebody clicks on it. Otherwise, you're just driving people out to a list of videos that doesn't include yours. For me, the only hashtag I tend to use is Creator Fundamentals because not too many other people are going to be using that hashtag. And when somebody clicks on it, it will bring them to other content of mine. But, you know, if you're doing a story about puppies and you put hashtag puppy, that's going to bring you to a considerably high volume search term that there's a good chance you're not ranking in. So you basically just sent people off in a direction where they're not going to find more of your content. So use the hashtag sparingly. For those of you who don't know about the hashtags, above your title on the video page, YouTube will display the first 3 hashtags it finds in the description of your video. All right. The Wombat says, I keep hearing rumors that bad changes are coming in October. I have no idea about any of it. It's a difficult thing to have a conversation about because there's certainly a section of the creator community that is very doom and gloom and very concerned. I personally have not specifically heard of bad changes in October. But if anybody in the chat has heard something about bad changes and what they possibly could be, definitely let us know. But no, it's not something that I've heard about. And I'll definitely share that information with you guys if anybody shares it with me. Topaz Zen, hey to you as well. Yeah, if you're in the chat right now, definitely hit that thumbs up if you enjoy hanging out here with all of us. And let's see. Sarah Dawn, yeah, the summit's been really interesting. Haven't had a chance to go through all the lessons, but working on it. Awesome. So that was the Thinkific YouTube video summit that I mentioned. So definitely, guys, follow that link and sign up. You can even do it real quick during the live stream. You don't have to leave the live stream. It should pop open in a new window, and then you can just sign up. They'll send you an email, and then you can check out. You'll have access to all the replays. So it's not like you have to watch it as soon as they go live. And it's a lot of great creators and a lot of helpful information. So definitely worth signing up and doing that at your own pace. Yep. Jevin is definitely one of the creators. We're scrolling back here. How do I make a barrel racing music video? I am new to YouTube and I don't really know how to do anything. I probably couldn't cover everything you need to do to make a video if you're brand new to YouTube. So what I would suggest is learn one thing at a time. Do searches on YouTube to find videos on how to do a particular thing. If I don't know how you're starting, Eleanor, if you're shooting with your phone or a camera, Identify a specific part of the process that you want to learn how to do. Do a search on YouTube, figure out that part of the process, because there's a lot of things involved in making a good YouTube video, and learn as you go. That is the key to success on YouTube, is simply committing to making small improvements over time and not stopping. That's as boiled down as it gets. As long as you're focused on getting better and you don't stop, you'll find success. All right. Okay, here, let's see. Craft beer pour has been waiting 10 months for monetization. No strikes, no email ever sent. Any suggestions? Other than making sure that that it says that, does it tell you in the monetization section that you should hear from them? If so, I would try to reach out to Team YouTube on Twitter. Try to email support if you have that feature available. All right, here. Jocelyn Smith, brand new to YouTube. Started 6 weeks ago. Hey, Dan. Hello to you, too. Welcome to YouTube. All right. Doug Houston says you can still... Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you can still flag a video as your content if you come across it. So if you're on a video that belongs to somebody else, you can flag it, and one of the options in the drop-down that shows up for flagging is the report feature, and it allows you to select why you're reporting it. And one of those options is, I don't remember the particular terminology, but that'll get you in the right direction. All right. And scrolling, trying to get up current here. Popside TV watching from the Philippines. Well, hello to the Philippines. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. I am live streaming from upstate New York. It is currently 9:32 p.m. on Wednesday. Let me know what time it is in the Philippines. All right, here. All right, then. Okay. Ow. Popside, like your thumbnail. All right, cool. And we're trying to scroll here. Oh, man. I think I saw somebody that chimed in with Android, possibly looking for a YouTube editor. I recently just did a couple Android videos, how to upload from Android and how to edit on Android. The editor that I found, which was free to use with no watermark, was UCut. Doug says, large grain of salt unless you hear it from a reputable source. Yeah, don't. There'll be plenty of opportunity to run into hordes of people who think, like Chicken Little, that the sky's falling when it comes to everything on YouTube. So it's really important that you not join the bandwagon of hysteria every time somebody says something awful is going to happen, and kind of wait it out and find some real information, and then figure out how to react to whatever change happens to come our way in the most constructive way possible. I know it's not always fun, and sometimes they do things that can be upsetting in the short term, but that is pretty much the only thing that you can do after you vent your frustration. All right. Eleanor, I shoot with a phone and email it to my computer and put it on YouTube. You could also, you could probably just plug your phone right into your computer and just drag the files off the phone onto the computer, depending on what type of phone you have. That's probably going to be a little bit quicker and easier for you than emailing. All right. Love. Master Noob, I love the videos you make. Awesome. Oh, there we go. All right. KRDP, hey, just got here. Welcome to the live stream. And Texoma Road Trippers. Thanks for stopping by. Adventures in Dirt, good to see you as well. All right, and let's see, let's take a peek at something here real quick. All right, that looks pretty good. Hey, self-publishing with Dale, what's going on? Good to see you, Dale. All right, we are just hanging out on the live stream. Mansion came to visit on the live stream. So I'm doing my best to hold her without being claw. Oh, Lord, when she sinks those claws in, it is just, whew. Makes your eyes water. Holy smokes, Manch. I am not a pincushion. All right, here, let's see. Brad Vote, a lot of YouTubers I noticed going to a YouTube flat. I don't know what that is. Going to Cocos? I don't know. I am not familiar with that. Is that another platform? All right, here. Miss True Redbone, hello to you as well. Let's see. You got a lot of channels, Rizzo. All right. And all right, a question on hashtags from Sarah Dawn. If you have a hashtag for my business over on IG, is it worth it to use it on my YouTube tutorials? Again, if you're using a hashtag that's unique enough that it's going to drive people to your other content, yeah, you certainly can. I haven't seen any really big wins from hashtags that anybody shared, so for the most part, I think it's just kind of like an accompanying thing rather than a grand video scheme. Mansion with the oh Lord, I can't even tell you how good that feels. Can you keep those to yourself, please? Here, say hello to everybody. We'll turn all the way around. Here. I don't know, is my mic picking up your purr? It's going to pick up my screams if you keep clawing me. All right, here. Why don't you sit in my lap? Oh, Brad Vote. It's like YouTube. You should join it. I'm good with YouTube. I think there's way too many platforms that pop up. Way too many video platforms, especially ones that come and go, so... Yeah, Sarah, that's pretty much what I found if it's something that is unique, just because, like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were in the stream yet, but if you use a really generic or general hashtag, if people click on it, it's going to give them a list of videos that doesn't have any of your content in it unless you have a really strong showing in that particular search term. So for that reason, you know, not a ton of value there. You should cut them down. Yeah, she's definitely due for a trim, but it's also quite the experience to try to trim her nails. All right, here. Adventures in Dirt, I see you've tried some new things with some of your thumbnails lately. How have the CTRs been? Some of them I've been kind of waiting for more data. The thing about click-through rate is that there's a lot of different factors in click-through rate. Obviously, when you first release a video, you're going to get a certain click-through rate based on everybody who is, you know, seeing it on the homepage and whatever, or notifications, etc. So and then depending on the type of video, you see a much different click-through rate on searchable content than you do on suggested content. Like my click-through rates on my searchable content are much higher than suggested. But let's see what they look like. I'll take a peek and see what we're looking at data-wise and see how any of the one-offs. So I did a couple videos recently, and tried a couple different things with the thumbnails. I did one regarding the dramatic loss in the kids channel, so I tried to go a little kids themed sort of in that thumbnail. Let me see what the click-through rate looks like on that. Again, it's a fairly new video, so there's not a ton of data there. Yeah, there's hardly any data there. Let's see when the last one. So there was another one I did a while back when I did the collaboration video with casual navigation, which is how often should I upload to YouTube. If you guys haven't seen that video, that's one that I definitely recommend you guys check out. It's definitely different than my other content because, like I said, it was a collaboration with another channel called Casual Navigation. And he's a pretty talented kind of animator with educational stuff related to ships. Let's see. Just saw a question pop up here, but yeah, bookmark that one or like it so you have it in your liked list and check that one out. It's called how often should I upload, and it looks at kind of something that's contrary to what a lot of people tell you, that more is better. It's actually kind of a case study look at a channel who went in the other direction and had ridiculously good results in doing that. So the one thing that you do need to consider, because I saw some comments on that particular video that kind of let me see that some people don't. When you get... So every channel is different. So like in that case, it's a case study on publishing less and having much higher results. But the thing that you need to consider is the type of content that you're making and the audience that you have. He produces highly technical educational stuff that explains how certain things, how nautical related things work. And so they're highly technical and they're animated, so his take longer. So by making the change that he made, he was actually able to spend more time on each video, which had a net positive impact. But just because you see advice that for some channels, hey, I started publishing 3 times a week and I grew faster, you need to understand that every channel is different and not take everything as 100% gospel without testing things yourself. None of the information from anybody who shares information, information about YouTube is 100% accurate for all channels. It's always going to be something that you need to apply to your channel, see if you get the results that you'd expect, and then make your own assessment about whether that works for your channel, your content, your audience. All right. Maddie the Explorer, is YouTube channeling? I'm not sure what that means. Sarah Dawn, and another question. Don't know if you can answer. I'm planning to use UDescribe for described video on my channel. Is there any chance or hope for this natively in YouTube? I have no idea what UDescribe is. Let's see what UDescribe is. Audio description for video. Not really sure what service they provide. They don't do a real good job of providing an about section on that channel. UDescribe, recent descriptions, bunch of videos listed. I don't know. I'll have to look into that one. That's not something that I'm familiar with. We'll see what that's all about after the stream. Okay, and Texoma Road Tripper's question. On an adventure, you get a lot of video. I think break it up into individual videos so they aren't long. Should you post one few days later, the next, or go back to back. So I think you should just stick to whatever schedule that you have. If you go on a trip and it results in 5 videos, there's no need for you to publish those videos, back to back in the same week. If you post once a week, then stretch them out 5 weeks. I wouldn't alter your schedule in that regard. I mean, there's people that go on trips and they intentionally don't post for a month or two because they don't want people to know where they are at the time that they're traveling. So definitely no need to be urgent in getting that video out on a specific schedule, nor would I worry about pumping those videos out back to back. If people appreciate the content, they're going to tune in again next week to see the next video on that trip. So I would definitely stretch them out and keep them in line with whatever your schedule is. I know sometimes when we get extra content, we have that urge to kind of up it. But ultimately, you don't really see a ton of positive impact when you do something like that in the short term. It's much better to just plan out your regular schedule each one of those videos for the next so many weeks, and then go from there. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's about my thought, Doug. I'm not exactly sure what their deal is. You upload a secondary audio track that describes what's happening on screen so someone who's visually impaired knows what's going on. How is that different from listening to the video? Is it describing actions rather than what is being said? Interesting. Master Noob, how do I think of good tags? So, first of all, I would definitely invite you to check out some videos on tags. There's definitely some keyword research and tag videos on Creator Fundamentals, so definitely watch those to get an understanding of how that works. Keyword research, tag research, whatever you want to call it, should really be done before you actually make a video rather than trying to figure out what are good tags. Figure out what a good topic is, go to YouTube and try to see how people are looking for that topic, and then try to come up with your title and based on those keyword phrases that people are actually searching for, and then fill out your keyword phrases or your tags with supporting tags to that title. Ultimately, that's the best way to approach a video. You really want to plan it out and not try to backfill metadata tags and etc. after you've made a video. All right, here. What do we got in here? 30 viewed on my channel, but I'm really struggling getting subscribers. So, Zergeeks, I have 831,000 minutes of watch time, struggling to get subscribers. Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would look into is whether you are actually inviting people to subscribe to your channel. And let's see here, videos. Come on. Most popular. So Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones. So I see the most popular videos that you have on your channel are related to Game of Thrones. Let's see what your channel is actually about here. So one thing is, Zergeeks, on your description, you really want to start your description with exactly what you're making content about. Come have fun and share with us your passion, learn about new games and movies, and be part of the channel as we have fun together. My name is Zerg. I'm a hardcore gamer who loves video games, movies, series, and soccer. Learn about new games and movies. See what your most recent. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for me to really assess what you have going on here because it's not in English, but I can't really tell by your thumbnails what your topic is. I will say you have way too much text on your thumbnails. I would try to reduce that and make the thumbnail a little more representative about what you're talking about. I see that you're kind of doing looks like a talk show style with some imagery in the background. But I would try to bring the focus of your particular videos a little more to front and center on that. So it's something to consider. All right. And let's see where we're at. Where are we on time here? We're closing in on 10 o'clock. We covered that. I have a lot of Those Funny Animals star Frederick. I have a lot of followers on Facebook. How can I persuade them to watch my YouTube videos besides begging? Well, the first question I would ask is, are the followers on Facebook following you for the same topic that you cover on YouTube? Otherwise, if you always have the opportunity to share your content on Facebook. So I would do so and see how people respond to it. I definitely wouldn't beg them to watch it, but you can certainly kind of feel out to see if there's a connection there between the content that you're making and the followers that you have. Hey, Chris, Construction Cronies. Welcome. All right. And, scrolling. Let's see. Paul. Hey, Paul Peck. What's going on, man? Good to see you. It's hard to stay current in this chat. All right. Tons of great videos. Can't find time to get them made along my standard weekly upload. Feel like I'm about to turn a corner, but need to find a way. Yeah, it can definitely be tough to create more time for YouTube. So, and let's see. All right, I think I am current. And trying to follow this conversation backwards here. Yeah, definitely the Nick Nimmons live stream. He does some pretty epic live streams on Saturdays. And Doug Hewson, who's in the chat, does a pre-live show to Nick's live show. All right. Paul Peck says most people that come to watch a YouTube video from Facebook usually don't watch very long or subscribe. Two different platforms and expectations. Or if you watch Nick Nimmin, he too is a major help, like Creative Fundamentals, Roberto Blake. Nick Nimmin is how I got my jump start. I mean, Nick Nimmin, I did what he said and saw rapid improvement. Yeah, definitely. You won't go wrong listening to Nick. He shares a lot of good information. Roberto Blake as well. I like Roberto's. When I first started picking up information, Nick was a big influence on thumbnails, and Roberto kind of provided some background in terms of the business side of YouTube and how to kind of focus on some of that stuff above and beyond the content. And I went from watching them on YouTube to hanging out with them at Vid Summit when I went in 2017. I had never been to a conference before, and I just decided that I was going to, do what I had to do to get to that one. And the first night I got there, I ended up going out to Roscoe's in Los Angeles for chicken and waffles with quite the amazing collection of people. It was Nick Nimmin, Brian G. Johnson, Roberto Blake. Actually, I wonder if I have... Here, let's see if I can find it. See if I can find this picture. Oh, from way back. Oh, yeah, here we go. And just to give you an idea here, and if this folder refreshes, I will be able to show it to you. Sort by date. All right, now we're going to do... Oh, there we go. All right, so just to give you an idea, if you've ever been considering a conference and don't think it's right for you, or don't think you're ready for it, or that you just consider YouTube a hobby, I started Creative Fundamentals in 2017. I went to my first Vid Summit with, I believe it was about 400 or 600 subscribers. And I went there, and let's see, the first night we went to Roscoe's, and this is the crowd that I went out to eat with on my first night at Vid Summit. And it's interesting too, because I also now do this thing called the New York City Video Mastermind, where I get together with people in New York City, and Jay Liebs, who's pictured there with the other person in the picture with the hat on, is actually one of those members of the New York City Video Mastermind. So, but just an amazing group of people that I had never met in person, and all great people. And by the first night of Vid Summit, there we were hanging out. So really cool experience. And if you guys have ever considered going to a conference and you've either thought that it's too much money or that it's too far to travel, depending on where you are, I'm actually hosting a conference in Albany, New York in May of 2020. So a little less than a year away. Working the rest of this year, obviously, to plan it. I've been talking to some great speakers that we're going to have at the conference. The ticket for the conference is less than $200, and we're going to be doing promotions between now and then that'll get it even cheaper than that. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you've ever considered going to a conference, you can come and hang out with us at the People of Video in Albany, New York. All right. So, and I mentioned earlier about the Thinkific Creator Summit. I'm actually just about ready to launch my first course on Thinkific. That'll probably be coming out when, not next week, but the week after. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is that I will be on vacation next week. I will be putting out content next week, but I probably won't have the live stream because I won't be here. But maybe at some point while I am in the great state of Wisconsin, I'll try to do a mobile live stream from somewhere. All right, here. You know, Harley, I've always thought it was Eric Roby. Because there's only one B. That would be how I would pronounce his last name, Roby. Hey, Alex. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Still debating? Get your butt to Vid Summit. Stop it. But you should check out the hotel that I booked. I originally booked the new hotel that Vid Summit's in, but then I checked another hotel that's right up the street from Vid Summit and saved myself a couple $100. For Vid Summit, I am staying at, what is it called? Is it, let's see. Or no, let's see, hotel reservation. Where? No, that's a different hotel reservation. Where's the one? So I think the Vid Summit this year is at the Sheraton Gateway in Los Angeles. And I am actually staying. Where are you hiding? It is called the Hyatt Regency. I'm staying at the Hyatt Regency. Right? That's the one. Yep, the Hyatt Regency. And I'll be at Vid Summit in Los Angeles from October 15th, which is the Tuesday, all the way till Saturday the 19th. That's in October. Okay, RDP, another helpful source of mine is Daryl Eves. Got me on a schedule that revved up traffic to my channel as well. Yeah, I try to catch Nick's live stream, but I'm typically doing my best to sleep in when his live stream is happening, so... Yeah, Vid Summit is a really good time. All right, here. Let me just scroll. All right, so we should probably squeeze in a few channel reviews. So if you would like your channel reviewed, you need to tag Creator Fundamentals plus list your channel name in the comment. Also make sure that you are logged in as the channel that you want reviewed, because I'm not going to go searching for some other channel. So make sure that you are logged in as that channel and go ahead and tag Creator Fundamentals and list your channel name, and I will pick some out of the group. I can't guarantee that I will do everybody who tags their channel, but we will definitely pick some and take a look. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Oh, get up there. All right, just grabbing some channels from the chat. Let's see here. Okay. Almost done here building this list. Okay. I think we're just about there, and then we'll start checking these out. All right, I think we're good. Rocking and rolling here. Let me make sure that my okay. All right. Let's resize you just a tad. And okay. Think that is pretty good. If I do say so myself. Work with me. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so let's get started on these channel reviews. First channel up is Trip on Two Wheels. All right, so we see the bikes up here. I'm assuming this is a play on word that perhaps somebody's name is Trip. We got a bike here in the icon. check out the About section. See, welcome to Trip with Two Wheels. I'm a lifelong powered two-wheeler enthusiast, scooters to dirt bikes to cruisers. One thing I would say about your description is rather than going into explaining who you are, explain what's in it for the viewer. Always do your description based on somebody who's trying to decide if they care about your content. So speak as if you are describing to somebody what's in it for them. And then you can follow up with, identifying yourself as passionate about bikes, etc. So that would be one thought on your description. So the one thing that I noticed about your thumbnails when I was pulling these up is I like the imagery, but I think you're detracting from it with all the text. I don't think that's the strongest text choice. And I think on a lot of these images, the picture is compelling by itself. It's just a cool angle like this, especially this military vehicle here. And then you've hidden part of it with the text. And I think you're detracting from the clickability of the thumbnail. So what I would recommend here is try to consider less text on the thumbnail. Keep in mind, every time somebody sees a thumbnail, they're also going to see the title. So you are trying to get people to be intrigued by the thumbnail. So be sparing on your text and try to put it in a place where it doesn't detract from the image. Like any of this text that actually covers up any part of the bike, I would try to avoid that like the plague, because obviously the bikes are center stage. And especially this here, you got this cool imagery here, but then you've covered it up with text. If you're gonna, if you've decided that this vehicle is not important in the picture, then I would blow up this thumbnail and get a nice clean image of the tank on the back of this trailer. So just something to keep in mind. You're not required to put text on your thumbnail, so only put it there if you think you're helping people or encouraging people to actually click on your videos. Also, there's not a lot of branding going on here. You have a single image up top in your thumbnail that doesn't really show anybody anything that's going to identify it as being your channel. Again, it's just one kind of bikes. No branding elements, a different bike, no branding elements, and then you're doing all these different thumbnails. I'm assuming based on your repetitive use of this particular image that this is a bike that you own. All my mods, I'm assuming that this might actually be your bike, in which case maybe you could incorporate that into the brandings in some way, but definitely try to think about a look and feel that's consistent across all of these visual elements on your channel. Playlists, you got the different bike types, looks like. Homepage, make sure you're displaying popular uploads. Yeah, I would definitely get in here and add sections, add individual playlists, list them out horizontally. It's going to show people a bunch of your content and help them make decisions. Not a huge fan of the default upload and popular uploads. I like to replace them with my own playlist that I can add descriptions to and label them in such a way that they might show up in search, like latest videos from Creator Fundamentals versus just uploads and popular uploads in that regard. So that's what I would suggest for your channel. Okay. Yeah, and as Paul's saying in the chat, get some text in your channel art that actually communicates what people should expect from your channel. Because you could take content about bikes in so many different directions. The more that you can communicate to somebody when they visit your channel, the better opportunity you're going to have to convert them into a subscriber and future viewer of your content. All right, so let's see what we're at next here. And some of these may be a little bit out of order from the way you guys requested, but I'm just going to do them how they happen to end up in my tabs here. Next one up is Family History Fanatics. Family History Fanatics, research, writing, and DNA. Seems to be a family affair here. You guys got matching shirts and everything. Teaching you how to climb your family tree while having fun along the way. Cool. I happen to be a genealogy buff as well, so I can appreciate this type of content. Our small DNA segments, real matches, DNA painting. Let's see, consistent in this regard. Family history road trip. I feel like the branding in your thumbnails could be a little more obvious. Like you're using different style text, you're using different colors. So you're not, other than your images, which in some cases are, like in this image, this looks like a different person than the people that are in your channel art. And to a certain degree, some of these seem the same. Yeah, and some of these I just can't tell if it's the same person or not. So one of the ways, a simple way to deal with branding is to try to be consistent in that font. I see that you have two different fonts up here, and I think maybe that's what you're doing down in your thumbnails, but I feel like it gets lost a little bit just in the sense that you're not using them in a consistent way. In some cases you're using, perhaps this is one of the fonts, like the Fanatic font, but down here you're using it in the same area, but you're using something that looks closer to this family history font. So I would think of trying to get a common way to organize that information and a color scheme that kind of shares the fact that they're from your channel. Because you have multiple family members and the family members can swap from thumbnail to thumbnail, I feel like you have a better opportunity to kind of, if with your audience of 12,000 subscribers, if you put out a video, you put out this video and somebody's watching it and they think it's a great video, and this one is sitting out there, or I think I saw, where was another one? Some of these other ones, they're not necessarily, yes, they have the slash style on your thumbnail, but it's not as easy a match for people if another one of your videos happens to get suggested. Somebody's watching this video and this video gets suggested. It's not quite a home run that they're going to see that those two are related to each other. So it's not to say you can't go off base every once in a while, but having kind of that home theme to work off of can definitely be helpful. Let's see. No, I don't know. So you get decent growth. Good views. So yeah, I think, just little tweaks to kind of make everything a little more obvious that it comes from your channel, will help your audience find more of your content. Let's check out your homepage. Come on. Close you. Stop you. Upcoming live streams. You got everything scheduled out in advance. Cool. And uploads, fanatical, let's see, live streams, create a playlist, Roots Tech. I think you have the opportunity there to add more playlists on your homepage as well. Let's see. I saw some of the auto playlists or the uploads and whatnot. Let's see what you got going here. Fanatic videos, myheritage.com, Fanatical Friday. Yeah, I would definitely try to get as many of your playlists displayed on your homepage to share content, as much content as possible, so people can decide if they are interested in what you guys are doing. All right. All right, hop in the chat here real quick. Have a good night, Joe. If you haven't left yet. All right, here. And so Family History Fanatics asks, how would you handle when you interview others? So keep in mind when you're interviewing others, who are you trying to reach? Again, rather than trying to, unless you're interviewing somebody that is so famous that their name will outperform your brand, then identifying the fact that you're interviewing somebody or identifying that person on your thumbnail at all is not really necessary. If you went to, like, if you're doing research and you went to a library or, a historical society or, the clerk or whatever in a historical town, most of your viewers, they're not going to know who that person is. So identifying that person by name is probably not going to help you to market that video. Whereas if you went out and said, you did a video on how to find records that aren't available online, and you happen to go to some, library and look through cards or whatever, something that was only in print, and that involved an interview, that's helpful information. But the fact that you interviewed a specific person that your audience doesn't know isn't really going to add to that process. You'd be much better off to identify what the common theme of the video is and try to, keyword search, target that video to that topic. And then, of course, then you just go into your content. But I think it could definitely, focus more on the branding on your thumbnails and getting people to click. If you wanted to do something like, I can't believe she told me this, something to kind of intrigue people and get them to watch, maybe you could include the person in your thumbnail to, for building suspense or intrigue, but just presenting them because you're interviewing is not necessary. Yeah, I love genealogy. Since I've been doing YouTube, I haven't been digging into it because it absolutely consumes me when I get it. But I'll do a couple months on, like, Ancestry, and then I'll unsubscribe for 6 months and go back and get into it again. So, all right, here, who we got next? All right, next channel up is Moving On Up with the Monvilles. All right, so we got a nice picture in your channel art, but again, you're not really communicating to your audience or your potential audience what you're making content about. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our family, blended family of 8. Join us in our journey. So I think you have an opportunity here, instead of the hello everyone, to, again, try to think of it from the perspective of somebody coming to your channel and try to immediately get into the type of content that you're making and why somebody might be interested. Join us for our journey through life's ups and downs, or, where we'll cover topics like X, Y, and Z. Really think about it in terms of, like, what are people are looking for and what your particular story is, teaching them or sharing with them on those topics that they're already interested in. You want to think about it in those terms, because the idea of building a channel where people have to just get familiar with your personalities, that can take a long time. So you have the opportunity to kind of speed up that process by trying to make your content about your family, but work it around topics that people are already interested in. If you have a kid that is starting high school, for example, then you make a video about, what to do on your first day of high school. Maybe that's something that people are searching for, and then you do a video where you focus on that, and it's obviously your own family's personal experiences, but just simply trying to approach it from, we're interesting, come watch us. It's a lot longer process to get people involved. So when you're doing vlog type channels, those are some of the hardest growing channels, because you're really trying to sell that personal brand over everything else. All right, here. So how are we doing on content? Here doesn't define you. Stop the bashing. I don't know if the stop the bashing is an attempt to target a keyword phrase, because you did back to back here. Everything is figure outable. I like that. My husband got laid. Oh, okay. All right, so I like the fact that you're doing some of these thumbnails without text. I'm curious if you're just grabbing a screen print from the video, though, and you might have more opportunity to make those a little bit more intriguing to people, rather than just grabbing a still image from the video. I'm imagining that these are just you sitting in your car having a conversation with the camera, right? Oh, well, that's a completely surprising. So that's an interesting choice. So the entire video actually doesn't really have you in it, but you use a still image. So yeah, I would probably try to make your thumbnail a little more in line with the actual content of the video. So I might actually just use that, what does iPhone call those? Funmojis, or whatever the emoji is, for those that the iOS device provides in that regard. I would probably incorporate that in my thumbnail so people actually know what the expectation is. Is that how all your videos do that? Oh, that's not what we wanted to do. All right, hang on. All right, so yeah, if that is your style of videos, then I would probably try to focus on making your thumbnails in line with that approach. And if that's literally how you're doing all your content, nope. See, this is that's an actual video. Okay. So yeah, I would probably differentiate for your audience between the ones that are actual videos and the ones that are just the emoji talking there. So people know what to expect from the content. And then again, try to get some information. Think about branding. Your face can definitely be your branding, but make sure that it is in line and consistent across everything you're doing, so people can tell it's your content. This video versus this video, nobody's going to know that these two videos are from the same channel. So that's definitely something to consider. As you make more videos and playlists, you want to make sure, let's see what your total, what we got for playlists here. We got 1,555. So you definitely have some playlists out here, and you have a lot of opportunity to get that content on your homepage. And you have all this blank real estate that you're not taking advantage of. So when you come to this page, there's going to be an option somewhere over here to edit or customize your homepage. You want to click that, and once you do that, you're going to be able to scroll down to the bottom, and a little button will appear that says add a section. You want to add a section, pick a single playlist, horizontal playlist, and list out your playlists so people can see some of the other content that you have to offer. All right. The mysterious list. Yep. All right. All right, so this next channel is interesting. It's certainly a unique approach to try to go with a YouTube channel name of 0, but from a practical standpoint, it's kind of a challenge because you're going to have a really hard time ever getting anybody to find your channel on YouTube. With all the content that exists out there, trying to brand yourself as 0 is probably not going to work out all that well. Another thing, your description, you're basically telling people your content is good rather than describing what value you're providing to them in your content. So you want to change this to actually focus on the type of content. I upload horror gaming videos, but every once in a while I upload something random. So yeah, random's not a good recipe for growing a channel. Being as focused as possible is going to serve you best. So we said horror video games. Now let's look at your actual videos and see that you are true to that. House in the Woods, Drunk Dad Simulator, Urban Explorer, Dumper, A Calming Experience, Nature Simulator, Guy Fieri the Game. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know if all of these are actually horror. But again, branding. Your channel art doesn't really have any type of branding involved in it. It says gaming content, but there's certainly a lot of opportunity there to come up with something that uniquely identifies you and your channel. I don't know if this image is you or what this is an image of. I'm assuming you don't appear in any of your videos to cross-reference that image. These look like mostly gaming videos. But yeah, so you definitely want to create an image that people can associate with your channel. Come up with a name that people can actually search for and find your content, or you're just putting yourself in a hole ever trying to get people to find what you're doing on YouTube. Hey, JP Science, welcome to the live stream. All right, moving right along. Oh, let's see here. All right, let me just check something on this one here real quick. Okay, all right. All right, next channel up here. Next channel up here is Thea Topics. Join me for my life journey, new post every week. Let's look at your About section, see what that means. On this channel, you should expect to join me covering a variety of things, from getting ready with me to talks about topics I feel deserve a spotlight. Most importantly, I hope my guidance will grow with, or my audience will grow with me as I navigate through life. All right. So again, with this approach, you just need to keep in mind that it's going to be slow grow approach when you're just trying to basically build a personal brand and make a variety of topics. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. In terms of your videos, you're mostly in the thumbnail, so that works. I mean, some of them, they become a little bit difficult to figure out what's going on in. And I would say that you're a little heavy on the text, and you want to do a little bit of research about the type of text to use. You really want to use something that's bold and easy to read. I would avoid putting red text over anything dark in the background because it gets kind of muddy when the thumbnails are really small. And using certain fonts that are easy to read when they're small. Some of these, this kind of looks like some type of script or like some type of handwriting font. Those kind of things can get really hard to read when they're small. And then the text in general on these is kind of small as well. So try to, again, think about the type of information that you're putting on the thumbnail in the sense of that its job is to get people to click the thumbnail. And then don't put text that doesn't need to be, that's not really helping you do that. Yeah, and you don't need to, if you're going to do the handle here, I would try to keep that consistent and really try to go with something more like a logo or a consistent font on that than just putting it like you're putting a hashtag on your videos. Really try to find a consistent way of presenting that name in your channel art and your thumbnails and even perhaps in your icon so people can identify your content when they come across it. See, hop in the chat. Paul Peck says thumbnails are a little bit busy. That is a good way to describe them. They definitely have a lot going on, and you really want to try to simplify that as much as possible, especially with all the different variations of text and stuff that are appearing on some of those. So there's really an art form to thumbnails, so you really want to try to keep making variations, see what other people are doing. Look at some successful videos of other channels that that you think have similar content and see how they're styling their thumbnails, and kind of develop that process. All right, here. So next channel is Best Buds Gardening. So very basic in the sense that we're just doing solid color on, or text on a solid color. Generally speaking, I'm not a fan of red on black, but in this case I see why they made that choice, because they have the rose icon here. They are being consistent with that and including it on the actual thumbnail. So as basic as this is, I think it checks a lot of the boxes of branding that can help people identify content from this channel. Best Buds Gardening. Obviously, we know it's about gardening. We have an icon down here. I would probably try to incorporate this rose image in your channel art as well. But if that's a skill that you don't currently possess, then you're definitely getting the message across with the way that you're doing this. The one thing that I would say on your thumbnails, and we'll hop into videos and actually look at your thumbnails, is that you don't want your text to take away from the picture. And I think that the way that these are kind of decorated, you're kind of detracting from the images. You have, anytime you're talking about food or things like this, plants, you're growing stuff in the garden, they're kind of center stage. So like eggplant growing, we know it's an eggplant. The text becomes kind of redundant. Fast radishes, maybe if you want to, if you were going to do this, I wouldn't put radishes because you have the picture. I would be more inclined to have a nice high resolution image of the radishes. And maybe if you wanted to add text, it would be something like fast growing tip, or or just fast, or something to that effect, where you're just trying to pique somebody's curiosity. You're not trying to tell the whole story in words. Most of these, a nice image without the text on it would be intriguing to people, and then they can look at the actual titles. I would say on your titles, try to be consistent with your with the way that you are titling them. I see it's all lowercase here. I don't know if you tried that intentionally to see if it would have an impact, but generally speaking, the capitalization of each first word, that kind of thing, would go there. And you are being consistent in the types of fonts you're using, which is good. But again, these types of fonts, especially when you're getting into something like drip irrigation, nobody's going to be able to read that when it's really small. And again, you are trying to simply get their attention so they'll read the title, not reproducing the title on the thumbnail itself. So I would give some thought to that. Definitely make playlists to organize your videos. And once you've done that, then you can take those playlists and you can get them listed here on your main homepage. All right. Hey, Christina Smallhorn, welcome. All right, here, and we covered that one. Okay. All right, this next channel. Next channel up is Cash Magnet Guru. Gotta check the about section on this one because I'm not really sure what we're looking at. Having multiple passive income streams will allow you to become financially stable. This is exactly what I try to help you with. Okay. Zero bug finally fixed with the new beta. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. My passive income July. So I'm not seeing a lot of consistency or branding in regards to your channel and your thumbnails. I would imagine that building a brand can be important in helping people find your content with regards to what it is that you're trying to do. I don't know what exactly this is. You came out with a new beta, so I don't know if you have software that you provide to people. So far, the only thing on here that I've really seen that I'm familiar with is Camel, which, by the way, guys, if you've never used Camel, it's a really cool site where you can put in any URL from Amazon and it'll show you the price history of a product. So if you want to know if you're really getting a good deal, you can look at that information and see exactly what the price was going back however long it's been on Amazon. So, and it shows you Amazon prices versus third party, so it's actually a pretty cool thing. But generally speaking, live stream, passive income, the passive income cash magnet. I don't know if you're promoting an app, if that's what cash magnet is supposed to be. I basically go over phone apps to make passive income. Now, see, that is a statement right there that would shed so much light to your audience and potential audience, that should be in your channel art and in your description. You know, reviewing phone apps for passive income, or how to make passive income, or, you know, top apps for passive income, something to that effect, something nice and concise that identifies to people what your topic is. And then, you know, like, I assume Cash Magnet Guru means you're an expert on Cash Magnet, which I don't know what Cash Magnet is, whether this is, if that's what all these phones are on, but for the people who don't know what Cash Magnet is but are interested in passive income, then you obviously want to present that in a way to capture their attention, or you're kind of missing the opportunity there. So if that is what you do, if you review apps that are focused on making passive income, then I would try to communicate that in your channel art and try to arrange your content in such a way that is clear. So I would make, you know, the playlists that are related to the different apps that you are covering, and then try to focus, you know, make searchable content on those particular apps that people might be looking for on YouTube. All right. Okay, I will definitely... Perfect. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I did, while I was doing the channel reviews, I did see some people that popped in and wanted to get channel reviews later in the stream. Unfortunately, I already had the list put together. And there's actually a reason when I make the list that I don't tell everybody what the list is, because unfortunately there's people who come in that aren't really interested in being part of the community and hanging out and interacting with each other. They just want to come in, get their channel reviewed, and leave. So I intentionally don't provide the list of channels that I'm going to do the channel reviews for, because if that's the only reason that you come to the live stream, then you're kind of missing the point. So, and that's not really going to do, you know, spending time on doing channel reviews in that situation is not really going to help you, because what I also find with a lot of people who do that, who pop in, channel review, and leave, they don't implement the stuff anyway. So they just want to hear their name on a live stream, which is cool and all, you know, and when we have time to do a bunch of live streams, but just because I try to keep it in the 90-minute, 2-hour range on the live streams now, I want to make sure that the people who are actually interested in trying to grow their channels are getting their channels reviewed. And those tend to be the people that hang out longer and are actually engaging in the conversation with their fellow YouTubers. And it's not just, hey, me, how about me, can you get me? That kind of thing. So that's why I do what I do. I hope that the people that are actually truly working hard on trying to grow their channels are getting their channels reviewed eventually. Unfortunately, I don't get to every single person in that case, but that is my intention. So a couple things. Let me pop back over here. So like I said, I will be on vacation next week. So there's not going to be a regularly scheduled Wednesday live stream, but if I have the opportunity to do a mobile live stream next week, I'll try to put something together on that front. When I get back after next week, so the last week in July, first week in August is when I'm going to release my first course, and I'm going to put that out super cheap to kind of introduce everybody to the courses that I'm going to be building. Plus, we'll get some feedback on what people would like deeper dives in content-wise. And that's going to give me the opportunity to do that, because like when I geek out over analytics, I've tried to do videos on analytics in the past, and it's just not general a topic to be able to cover on the channel as an individual video. But if somebody's really interested in that and they really want to do a deep dive and learn how everything works, you can put a course together and make it available to people that are interested in doing that. And then it becomes, it's obviously paid material because it takes a lot of time and effort to put those together. But if there are people out there that want to see that kind of stuff, it provides the opportunity to be able to get them the information that they are looking for, while also keeping the YouTube gods happy in terms of the type of content that I put out on YouTube. Because, man, that algorithm bounces all over the place, and trying to make it happy is always like trying to shoot a flea with a BB gun. It is a challenge sometimes. So that's a little bit of insight into what's going on in my world. Plus, I got other things that I'm going to share with you as soon as they come out. I have some cool collabs that are coming up that we'll probably be able to share with you sometime in August as well. So all kinds of cool stuff. And then October is Vid Summit. So we're going to be busy here in the next few months. But I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Remember, this channel, this live stream, all my videos are sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free. There's a link in the description below, or you can go to trytubebuddy.today and sign up for free. All right, I think we covered that. Also mentioned May 2nd and 3rd, People of Video is coming. It is the first conference. It's my first conference that I'm hosting and organizing, so a lot of work to be done between here and now, but give it some thought. If you've ever wanted to go to a conference, we're here in upstate New York. The tickets are probably going to be, in all honesty, obviously $199 or cheaper, so keep an eye out for promotions that we're going to be doing on those as well. But plan now. It's May 2nd and 3rd. It's much cheaper than other conferences, and there'll probably be some pretty interesting speakers there that you guys will want to meet in person. So I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out tonight. And we will see you hopefully sometime next week on a live stream. But if not, we'll see you the following week. Take care, everybody. I appreciate you coming and hanging out tonight, and I will see you in the next live stream. Take care.